Hi guys and welcome back. This is Shivanngi and today we will be creating this illustration. It is a very beautiful rusty orange lehenga. I'm using Procreate to make this illustration. You can use any other app in which you're comfortable. The colors, the embroidery, the notes, the technique is going to be the same. The brushes here and there might be different for other softwares, but it will be the basics is going to be the same. So let's start. I have first created this outline slash mannequin, and over there I'm building the color layers. So if you know me and you're following me for a very long time, you know that always what I do is I create the fabric layer above the skin layer. It means that in the layer where I'm supposed to make the skin color or put the skin color, that is beneath the fabric layer, and the hairs is top of all of them. So now, second thing, I always create a base solid layer, which means that I simply fill it with some solid color, and this is how my base looks like. So if you see, it's very segregated. Skin on layer 17, and then 18, 19, 20 is the fabric, and 22 is the hairs, and layer number 3 is the outline. Now above the skin layer I put one more layer and put a clipping mask. Clipping masks will mask the layer and ये बाहर smudge out नहीं होगा. Then what I do, I just put some darker color of the same skin family and start shading. I use Gaussian blur a lot for this. I just put simple lines and then do Gaussian and then smudge it out as and when required. For blush, I always use a separate layer, and for blush, I don't use pink. I basically use a light red sort of color. It looks pink because of the skin color over it. So just remember a tip which says, and which I always believe in, that work on different layers. Like for example, if you see in this particular illustration, the skin color ka base layer is different, the brown skin tone ka shading is on a different layer, blush is on a different layer, and all these white shadings and highlight parts is on a different layer, and then lips again is on a different layer. So lips ka bhi base color is on a different layer, and then the shading part is done on a separate layer. This will ease out your work and just make it as a habit of working on different layers. If you are not good at handling so many layers, that is completely fine. You can merge them later on, or you can group them. If you know how to do it, just let me know in the comment section. I would love to tell you that as well. Shading add karte jana jab tak you're not satisfied with the look. I keep on adding and erasing until there is a time when I am okay with it. Now over here I am taking a new layer in the glitter brush and I am making a mang tika. So for mang tika, what I'm doing is that I'm adding the gold flakes on the top, and beneath that I am putting an orange color so that it gives that look and vibe of the gemstones. Over here I'm adding a pearl. This is a custom brush which I have made. If you want to know, just let me know. Then I'm just duplicating all the layers and adding a shadow of it. So I will be just using a brown color to add the shadow. Once the shadow is added, I just merge all the layers, and this is what I was telling about, work on different layers and then merge them at the last. This is going to help out you a lot. Now for the hairs, I start with the base layer, which was this brown color. Then I one layer above the brown layer, what I do is I start building the color with black. I always start with black. So what I do is that I use multiple brushes to make hairs. Actually, it's not a secret, but usually I do use a technical pen and airbrush from the airbrushing pen set. So I do use that, the soft brush, minimizing. You can see the opacity and the size in the iPad itself. This is how I make it, and then after making it I keep on smudging it so it makes very soft lines. Then I'm adding some highlights with the glitter brush and taking the lightest of the same family. Just always remember, like, there's a tip which I always use and I want to give it to you as well. If you're working on any brown family color, use the same color, different saturation. I mean to say that if you're using, say in this for example, you're using brown color, so just take dark brown, light brown, um, even lighter browns and stuff like that. So what I'm doing here is that I've just duplicated the left part of the hair wig, and I am just defining it. The lines I'm just defining over here on the right side as well. The same thing you can also do. I sometimes just put the symmetry option and do both the sides, but this time what I'm trying to do is the waves are more on the left side than on the right side, so I'm just trying to do that. Now for the, this is a technique, again you can copy the same thing if you're a beginner. This is a very beginner friendly video. It's not a very, you don't need to be very good and professional to make this. Just sit, relax, slow down your speed, and you can work on it. So just on a different layers, keep on adding wavy lines with different colors, as I said, dark, light, lighter, and even lighter. And then just make sure that you know and you segregate that where the light is going to fall on and where the light is not going to fall on, where the shadows will come and stuff like that. Once you're comfortable with that, you are good to go. You have mastered a skill and a technique to create hairs, or in general any other design. So then slowly build up the shading parts. Just make sure wherever the light will fall, that would be a lighter color, and wherever the light is not falling, that would be black or dark brown color. Keep on adding lines and keep on merging, and then just keep on building layers, different layers as and when required. Then I just add here and there little hair flicks with just simple black color. This creates a dimension and gives depth to the drawing as well. At the bottom, if you see the natural hairs as well, they are not confined to one place, they're just split over everywhere. So that is what I'm trying to do here. So this is how you make hairs. Now I'm just adding a few highlights here and there, keeping the layer on add and just adding a Gaussian blur. This is something I use all the time. Now for the necklace, I'm using the glitter brush, putting the layer on add, and using the pearl option, the pearl brush which we used to create this orange pearls. And then I've duplicated the mantika and place it in a way that it looks like a center jewel of the neck piece, and then I'm using 4 of the same jewels to give it a dimension. Now this looks really pale, so what I'll do, I'll just add some highlights beneath the neck piece. So this is going to again give some dimension to the neck area. So this is how you do it. You just saw that I duplicated it, work on different layers, and then again merged it, so you can do the same as well. Now for the blouse, again we're using the glitter brush and the same light color family, which is like almost equal to skin color, and we are building some design or some embroidery on the sleeves of the blouse, and this is how it works. So usually you can play around with different designs and different textile patterns and different things as and when required. If you see any other pattern anywhere online, you can copy that or you can create your own. I'm creating my own, so this takes a lot of tries and errors and methods, and you make it and then you again erase it, and that is completely fine. Just take your time to build the silhouette, just take your time and make sure that you are happy with the design, nothing else matters. So after once the base layer is done, what I'm doing, I'm just adding here and there white shading parts and adding some pearl effect. So this is not a pearl brush, this is basically the luminance brush, in which I have just increased the spacing in between, and this is how you can also make your round brush, which is equivalent to the pearl brush. Now I'm just duplicating it and convert, like using it the same thing, inverting the image for the left hand as well, and then merging the layers. Over here I'm just trying to add some pattern to the blouse, which again is a brush. You can use any pattern, there are so many which I have made custom made, you can use that as well. And now I'm just trying to add some design or lace at the end, so I'm just using the simple dots which comes out of the luminance brush itself. So just using that and removing the black lines, which was the line art at the beginning, and just adding dark orange color, dark rust orange, to add the dimension and the design and the shadow areas of the blouse. And then I'm taking the very lightest orange, around a neon orange, to give the depth of the light again. And this is how you make your blouse. And once it is done, you just check once that whether you're satisfied or not. Keep on adding layers, keep on adding the shading lines until unless you are satisfied. Like over here, I was trying to give it a smooth shape and texture. Once that is achieved, you can move forward for your other parts like your lehenga and everything. Just make sure कि आप जिस पे भी काम कर रहे हो, add one layer above it and start working. So for here, I'm again using the glitter brush. You can use any other brush, and I am adding something to the belt, some design to the belt. So it's very easy in Procreate because you can create your custom brushes and then you can use them when and as required. Like I'm using this flower petal. Now if you create one, it is going to take a lot of time, but since it's Procreate, you can anyways use it for as and when required. So over here what I'm doing is I'm adding some shadows to it, so wherever the light falls, the sequence work shines. So I'm trying to do that as only over here. You can see that, and this you can do by locking the layer. So I've just put the layer on alpha lock so that the color only falls on the work that is present on the layer and not on other things. Over here I've used the luminance brush and putting some dots which would work as some sequence or some pearl works, whatever you can assume. You can try different designs, different patterns, and whatever you feel like is fine and all. Now I'm increasing the spacing for the same luminance brush to create a pearl effect. So I'm just putting it as like falling pearls or falling sequence at the waistline. I love this design. I use it a lot, sometimes in the blouse, sometimes in the dupatta, and sometimes in the lehenga as well. Over here I've used in the lehenga. So this is how it's looking so far, so good. But as you can see, the lehenga has no dimensions, it's just plain. So I'm using this orange color which is on the base layer and taking a darker color for it. To choose a darker color, you just need to slide down on the disc which is present in the color palette and just make some lines on wherever you want the shading. Like for over here I've already had a silhouette. I have something in my mind that this is how it's going to look. So I'm just defining the lines with a darker color of orange, and once that darker color of orange, also one more thing, I'm using the soft brush. You can use any other brush of your choice, doesn't matter. You just need to add the shading parts. Now this looks a little light to me when I was making, so you will see me once you put almost a similar color and do a Gaussian blur, it just merges down and you can't see it. So I'm just taking a little more darker orange of the same family, and I'm just defining the lines, and then I will put the Gaussian blur again and a little smudging tool here and there to build the dimension and depth. It should not look like bland and nothing is there. So see, keep on repeating the same thing. There are 3 steps. Step number 1, make the base layer, which is going to be a basic orange color. Define the lines with a darker color of the same family. If it is orange, dark orange. If it is pink, dark pink. If it is blue, dark blue. Add the lines, do Gaussian blur, and then merge it with the merge pen. And then now what I'm doing here is that on another layer, like put a layer above it and add the lighter orange, the shades of lighter orange, to give again the depth and dimension of the light wherever light falls. This is going to make your lehenga look a little 3D. It is not a look proper 3D, but it will look really good. Trust the process. Now see, I've added the lines. Now I'll be doing a Gaussian blur. This blurs out the lines, and now I am going to put the layer on add. So now add is a very good feature, but you have to be very cautious while using it. Like over here I have tried using it, but see, it looks like a laltane, like it looks like a lamp and not looks like a lehenga, right? So I'm just trying different settings of the layer, that what will work, what will not work. You can also play around. Now I've come back to the original layer and I'm not liking it at all. So what I'm doing is I'm just merging the color. I was satisfied with the color. I just need to merge it down first so that the lines become very soft. Now see, it is getting builded up, okay? The dimensions are working and it is perfectly working fine. So now what we will be doing, over here I'm just removing the black lines from the line art. If you remember layer number 3, I'm just removing that. Now again, taking one layer above the orange lehenga color layer, I'm just adding few. I'm taking the glitter brush, by the way, and I am just I'm using the soft brush only, and taking a even lighter orange color along, like almost of the yellow family, and adding only to the highlights on the lower areas of the lehenga, where we would be putting some embroideries. So that is what we are doing over here. Now keep on merging and keep on extending the layers, keep on adding layers, and keep on adding the shadow lines, and keep on adding the Gaussian blur and stuff like that. So once you're satisfied with it, right now I'm working on the skin area. So always remember that the darker colors fall on the layer, on the parts where there is some shadow blocking or some shadow happening, and the lighter colors will be where the light is actually falling. So this is what I'm doing. So the base concept is same for all of them. Like you need to put base layer, then darker color of the same family, and then lighter color wherever the shadows are falling. So this is how it works, and this is how I work on it. This is my technique which I always use. You can also use the same thing, or if you have any other technique, just let me know. See, adding some white lines here and there, if you're adding, just make sure that you are softening it, because otherwise it won't look nice. It would be look very cakey and patchy, and it just would not speak up for itself. So just make sure that you remove all of them. Now for hands, if since I have removed the black lines, I need to add some brown outline to give the dimensions and make sure that it looks good and perfectly fine. So this is what I'm doing. So this girl is actually holding her dupatta from one of the hands. So this is what we are making over here. For the dupatta part, we will talk later on, because we'll be building the layers for that as well. So you have to stay tuned for it. By the way, just let me know what techniques you are using for making such artwork. Like, how is it working for you all, and what is one thing which you swear by while making any lehenga or any caricature in general, or anything, and from where have you learned, like from where your journey started. I would love to know about you guys from you people. Now, once everything is sorted, it is coming together, it is falling in place, you can also see. So it's a very slow process. Now, I took around 2 hours to make, 2 to 3 hours to make this particular illustration. I am giving you bits and pieces of here and there so that it won't get overwhelming to you. Just make sure that you relax, sit down with a coffee, and then you start making it, because it is going to take a lot of time. So now, for the border part of the lehenga, we will be building so many designs. Okay, so we would be multiplying, we will be copying, we will be pasting a lot of stuff. So what are we doing? We are adding one layer on the top of all the lehenga layers, and take the glitter brush or any brush of your choice, and just start adding some of the, so keep on adding the laces. Now I'm using here the glitter brush and making a border layer. So we will be making a part or the portion of the lace, and then we will be copying and pasting it. I'll show you how it is done. First you need to build up something. So over here we are using this particular glitter brush, light orange color, and we are making this lace. So you just sit back and relax. I just see what I'm doing, what and how I'm doing it, and try to replicate in your lehenga. Just see, it's not fast, it's not anything, you will understand it. Just see. So I'm using a leaf. It is very easy to make, actually, that's why I've taken this. So just use two lines, and in between I'm just filling it with the leaves of both the sides. And the reason why I have added this brown background is because I just wanted to see what is happening in white background. I was not able to see the lace happening or the falling down of lace, so I just added a darker color. So this is how it will form. Just relax and see and sit back. Once you feel like it is coming together and it is forming and taking some shape, just take this third option from the starting and make a layer out of it. Just copy paste. Once you will copy paste, it will come under the second layer, which is like a new layer, and then you can adjust the placement. So then use the selection tool again and just copy paste, duplicate the layer and just merge all of them, and then delete or erase the excess part which is not needed, like how I've done over here. So always remember that your lace falls and works exactly how your lehenga will be when we're talking about the lightening. So where there is a darker color, the light won't fall, so the lace will also not have any light, and the places where light is actually falling will have light. So you need to keep all these things in mind while creating any of your artwork. So what we usually do is that I use this again, it is my technique, it's not universal. I first create the lace or the border at the top of all the lehenga layers, and then after that I just try dragging it beneath the shading lines and shading layers, and then again try to do the same thing and see if it is working or it is not working, and just keep on experimenting and try different things and different techniques. This always helps and always works for me, so this will work for you as well if you are a beginner. Then for the motifs, I usually try to experiment a lot. I delete, I again make, and you can also do the same thing. Don't be scared of what if it will not work out and it does not look good and stuff like that. Just don't feel like that. It's a process. It's, you're building something from scratch, so it will take a lot of ifs and buts and a lot of erasing things and a lot of trying new things. So I was using actually different brushes over here, that which will work and which won't would work. So then after trying a lot of metal brushes, I just came back to the glitter brush and I'm just making some design from the scratch. So I was thinking what to make. So lotus is something I absolutely love, and you will find lotus in most of my drawings, so I'm just making my favorite forever favorite lotus. So this particular embroidery I really like, where there's a stack of laces and then there is one motif and then there is again some drama happening, and then the whole lehenga is actually very simple and it has nothing. So that is something what I'm trying to do over here. You can see that I'm just using simple lines and simple techniques to make this motif. There is no complex things and there is no finishing as well. I'm just trying to make you people comfortable with Procreate. That is completely fine if there is something which you actually wanted to try and you're scared that what if it does not work out and what if it does not look good. So just make sure that you keep on going and keep on making and keep on building new things and new items and new stuff. It will be really nice. So then once you're satisfied with it, just make sure that you're adding good amount of light and a good amount of glitter, because come on, Indian wear does not comes without the drama. So I am adding that, and now again using the selection tool and copy pasting it, and I'm just adjusting it with the adjustment tool and taking the wrap option. It's not captured in the camera, but I'm using the wrap feature inside the adjustment tool. If you know Procreate, you would be understanding this situation. Now I'm again selecting and copying it and multiplying the layer, whatever suits you. Now multiplying it and on different layers, and then at the last I will be, when I'll be satisfied with it, I'll be just merging it down. So this is, see, you can see how 3D it has turned out in front of your eyes. It just needs some time and some patience. So now I've merged all the layers, and now this is what I was talking about. I'm just seeing the adjustment, where it can fall and where it looks nice, and what is happening, what is if I'm liking it or I'm not liking it, and then just copy it and adjust. Use the duplicate option of the layer and just use the wrap option of the adjustment tool and adjust it the way you want it. Now see, it is a 3D. If you want to make a 3D lehenga, your designs and your all the embroidery will not be static, it will move along with the fabric. So it is very important that you make that look onto the screen. So for that, I have used the wrap option. Now, as I told you that your fabric के साथ your embroidery will play around. So wherever the light is not falling, the light will not fall on your fabric as well as your lace. So I'm just diminishing it, and trying new techniques again. Um, Try different colors of shading and a lot of drama. Add as much drama as you can. That is going to help you, like, trust me, in a number of ways. I know the exposure has become a little extra over here, I don't know why, but you can see on Instagram I have uploaded a video of this. It is looking, how is this looking, and how exactly the colors are coming out to be. So once this is done, I was really not like, I was feeling it's incomplete, so I'm just adding few more lines here and there and few more laces to make it even more royal. Now you can see that I am not putting it where the light is not there, like the darker lines, I'm just leaving it. So you also need to do the same thing, that wherever you feel like there is light blocking, you're not supposed to put any sort of light color objects or the lace fabric which is shining very bright onto those layers. Those are hidden because of the light not falling over there. Just make sure these few things here and there in your mind, and then you're good to go. So I'm just adding few drops and few dots over the layer, and that is it. Once I'm satisfied, I'll just add few more shading lines here and there to add the dimension and the depth until unless I'm satisfied. So I'm using the airbrush, say soft brush, and to add all the lines and all the um, dimension and all the blocking of the shadows. Now once that is done, what I'll be doing is I am adding some print to the fabric. So I'm using this a custom brush. If you want to know how I made it, it is on Instagram, you can go and check it out. Now I am just decreasing the opacity and setting it on multiply, the layer on multiply, and then adding some white dots which would work as the sequence, and some shine, add some shine to the caricature. So this is how you keep on adding depth and dimension and the things to your illustration or your fashion illustration. And then here and there some pearls won't harm anybody, so I'll just adding that. Now see, this is the fun part in illustration, like you keep on imagining and you keep on adding your illustration new things, you just keep on adding. Now I'm just removing the background and just seeing whether everything is coming together or not. For the other parts like the lehenga and everything, just make sure that the lines are really smooth, like I solidly filled it, so at that time you don't understand what is happening. But once the layers are unfolding, and since I'm removing the line layer from all the objects. That's why I'll get to know where the color is not filled. So now let's move to the dupatta area. Now I am using the custom pearl brush, and adding a layer to the boundaries or the border of the dupatta. And since it's a very flowy dupatta, you have a lot of freedom to do whatever you want. It's just there on the side, so you can do that. I'm using this again custom brush which I used on the fabric to build and make layer on the sides, and this will help you define that where the border of the dupatta is and what actually is needed to be done. And then again I'm using the pearl option and adding the pearls to the boundary. Now on the dupatta as well. Now this was supposed to be a translucent dupatta. This is what the initial plan was, but you will see once I do the shading and everything, I just remove that and I am making it solid dupatta because I like it that way. Why I'm telling you this is because you can also do such things, change your plans at the last moment. That is completely fine. So same pattern again we are going to follow. Like, we are going to make the base layer which was already there, the orange solid base layer, add one more layer over it, add some lines using any brush of your choice, and then merging it down either with Gaussian blur or with the smudge tool. Just need to smoothen out the lines with a darker color of the same family. Then we are using a lighter color of the same family above that layer and just merging it down, merging everything down, making soft lines and shadow lines very visible and very clear. So see, immediately it got changed and it got uplifted when I solidified the layer, and there's no more transparent or translucent layer. So this is how it works. You keep on adding and you keep on trying new techniques. Now once your base is almost done, what you need to do is just you need to build up the dimension and the depth of your and the drapes of your whatever fabric and whatever outfit is in your mind. You just need to create that. So just again give it some time, take your time and build it very slowly and very steadily. It is very therapeutic also when you will create layers and you will see keep on adding darker colors, keep on adding light colors, keep on merging them. There is no other way, trust me. There is no other way. You need to give it a time and you need to understand where the color has to be a darker one and where the color has to be light one. So once you are satisfied and you understand the complexion of the fabric and the lights falling on it, you will master it, trust me. So over here also, if you can see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make the flow and the waves of that dupatta very well and very nicely organized. Just make sure that you give it time, and just sit back and try to do the same thing which I have tried doing it, and you would do better than me, trust me. It's just a matter of time and patience which you have to put into and you have to give it. Keep on repeating the same things. I know it might sound very lethargic, but trust me, when you will do it, you will understand. Different layer, different colors, different shading, the same Gaussian blur, and your same smudge tool. Now once you're done, you can add any sort of, take either simple white or any luminance brush and just add some sequence here and there. This is what I've done. I forgot about the shoes, so we're making the shoes over here. I'm taking the studio pen, taking orange color, and I am just making the shoes, which I completely forgotten. So I usually do this, fill the layer with the solid color, and that is it. I don't do a lot of drama for these side things, whether it is the shoes or whether it is some hands or anything like that. Like, I keep the chudi very simple, I keep the jewelry very simple. My main focus is usually on the fabric and how the figure of my silhouette looks like. Does it look natural? Does it look like The flows are nice. And by figure, I don't mean the mannequin figure. I mean that it should look, if it is a lehenga, it should look like a lehenga. If it is a jeans, it should look like a jeans. If it is any other casual outfit, it should look like that particular outfit. And there has to be some finishing to it as well. So these are the few things which I always keep in mind, and I request everybody also to do the same thing. Like as I told you, I keep the chudi and the other accessories very simple. I do not complicate them. So just make solid red color, add kangan to it with using the glitter brush and a lighter color. It could be any color. So this is how it is. The design is completed. Thanks for watching and staying this far. I hope this is a happy learning experience for you all. Please let me know what else you want to learn as part of Procreate. I would love to make it for you. Bye bye. Have a good day.